Well, I'm not Adrian, as you can see.
Now you have to use the mic. Yes.
As you can see, I'm not Adrian. So we have guests today, Jill, who is our speaker. And Ivan. And Heather. Both guests of the names. Okay. And Doug, who's a guest of Toussaint. All right, I had another request from Adrian. You ready? Joke. Oh, no moans, no moans. Guys love baseball, go every game, all the time, all the time. They said if one of us dies, we got to have a seance and find out if there's baseball in heaven. Well, one of the guys dies. So they have the seance. Is there baseball in heaven? Oh, God, yes. Great weather every day, beautiful stadium, great seats, but there's a problem. You're our starting pitcher Monday.
All righty. So today, May 15th, is National Pizza Party Day. So get your pizzas tonight at Ramblin' Dough. Sorry, a little plug for my business. Also, it's Bring Flowers to Someone and National Chocolate Chip Day. So yummy. Okay, we had quite a bit of Rotarians in the wild in the last couple weeks. Over here we have Bob, Nick, and Kelly doing the bike ride. Looks like it was a great day. And then we had quite a few people at the gala at Center Stage. But first of all, I want to thank everybody that went on Friday to do the tour of Center Stage. And Ellen, I thought it was fantastic. Yes. It was fun getting into the underground of the stage. So
Did you find the spiders?
the spiders? No,
Saw the eight.
I don't. I'm sure they were somewhere in that mess down there. All right. So the rest of the pictures are from the gala. A few more from the gala. I love the theme 1940s, and so there were a lot of people dressed up. It was great to see Mike Moore there, so that he can enjoy it as well. And I heard they made quite a bit of money. And let's see, Richard was up there singing, and Anne, and who else was in there?
Do a reprint to put on the list.
Yeah. No, it was really great. Barb wasn't there.
She was there, she didn't sing.
Oh, she didn't sing. Oh, Barb, that's her favorite. And then this is Mindy in Tromsø, Norway. She visited one of their Rotary meetings, and I think they had 8 members there, and Mindy's on Zoom as well. Are you still there? And she's still there. Okay.
I'm here.
So that's
I'm here.
Okay. Thank you for joining, Mindy. But that's always fun to go as you're traveling to the different Rotary meetings. And then at Jen's house, we had our dine around, which was a happy hour, of course, an Italian happy hour. I mean, the theme will live on, let's just say. But for all of the members that are new, old, Rita puts together the list of dine around. Thank you, Rita, and thank you for those that host. If you haven't been to a dine around, it's a really fun time. You get to know people, you have time to just chat. And so I know the dine around right now is filled, but then on the next round, please sign up. You can go by yourself, you can take your spouse, your friend, whoever. And I always just enjoy it. I always get to learn something new about someone. And we've done a couple happy hours now, which is really fun because you can start early. It's not late and you just bring appetizers, but whoever's hosting, you guys can do what you want. But anyway, Rita will be talking to you later about dine around. Okay, is Dave Laughlin here today? Of course not. Okay, I just want to read this because some people don't know the impact of the home show that we do, and some people say, let's not do the home show. We actually do raise money from it. Marcia? We actually do raise money from it, and I think this year we raised probably about $10,000 that goes to our club. But I just want to read this real quick because this letter, I don't know, it just kind of touched my heart since somebody actually took the time. And it says, Dear Rotary Club, the Conifer and Evergreen, on behalf of the Conifer Wildland Division Community Ambassador Program, a joint initiative of the Elk Creek and Conifer Fire Protection Districts, I want to express our sincere gratitude for your generous donation of a vendor booth at this year's Foothills Home Garden and Lifestyle Show. Your support played a vital role in our continued effort to educate the community members on wildfire safety and forest health. Thanks to your generosity, we had direct contact with at least 105 community members. We value your partnership and hope that participating in your event was a positive experience for your program as well. Together, we are stronger than any fire season. With gratitude, Sharon Malik from the Community Ambassador Promotions Team Lead, Conifer Wildland Division, and Conifer and Elk Creek Fire Protection District. So thank you to Dave. I know I don't think he's here, but I mean, and everybody that helped with the home show. I was out of town this year, so I didn't get to help, but I do love the home show. And one of the things too, some people kind of are negative about the turnout, but right there they said they got to meet 105 people. So that's 105 people that might not have known how we do wildfire protection here. Okay, so let me see my rundown. Tomorrow is the Epic Day of Service. We will have road cleanup and we're going to meet over at the Country Day School at around 8:30. Please come. Gary will have breakfast. He'll have a vest for you, pickers. What?
Donuts.
I said breakfast. Just bagels usually, right? Nothing healthy. Nothing. Well, because you can walk it off as you're walking down the highway. Yeah. Okay, so we'll have, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, the highways right now are really dirty and lots of this debris and stuff. So we need everybody out there to clean up. Rotary Wildfire Ready meeting, May 20th. That's by Zoom. International Service Committee meeting is May 20th as well. The Rotary Board meeting is May 21st at the fire station. Any Red Badgers that haven't attended a board meeting, please do so. We are dark Friday, May 22nd. Everybody hear that? We are dark, May 22nd. Don't come here. And then Rotary Book Club is June 9th at Jenny Boshin's house. And then we have the changing of the guard. Jen. And that's June 25th. So coming up, I mean, I only have 4 meetings left, not that I'm counting, but.
So that's mad because we're already half hour. It'd be dark.
Oh, okay. Katie, hi. Let's tell this group what changing of the guard is.
COTG. Anybody know what that means? It means we celebrate our outgoing spectacular president, Erica, and we welcome our incoming expected spectacular president.
Great. So it's a big party. We want everyone to come. When is it and where is it, Katie?
I think Erica mentioned, but it goes, it's good to re-say it. It's Thursday, June 25th. And it will be at the Hummingbird, which, how many people have been to the Hummingbird yet? Did you like it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. How many people have been to New Orleans? Yeah. So the food is New Orleans style. The party is a Bayou Bash. It is New Orleans style. We will have a 5-piece jazz band. There will be dancing. There will be singing. There will be tons of food.
There will be beads.
There will be beatage. There will be beatage. So I'll send out a sign up genius today. It's free for members, and $50 for a guest. Please do plan it. Put it on your calendar and please do plan and come. It's gonna be a great time.
Great time. Thank you.
What
See you.
time?
Oh, 5:30
Yeah.
Hey,
to 8.
thank you for asking.
Thank you for asking. Yeah, it'll be in the Sign Up Genius. We're gonna have a lot more announcements before that time comes, but we want you to come. Super great to say thank you to our wonderful president and welcome to our new president. So please come, big time.
Thank you, guys. It's also a great way to support a new business in town, so I hope to see you guys there. All right, some highlights from the district. Like I've said in the past, tomorrow, Gilpin County has road cleanup. Clear Creek has cleanup. Mountain Foothills is doing Crutches for Africa, and then Conifer is doing their fire mitigation project, which seems that's a big undertaking. And then on the 25th of May, we have the annual Memorial Day ceremony in America's 250th celebration, which I know it's called something, but I'm not going to say it, like the cinquentennial something. Anyway, what is it? Do you know it, Alan? Centennial, yes. There is a grants qualification training May 30th from 8:30 to 12 at Front Range Community College in Westminster. We have to have at least one person from our club attend, or we will not be able to submit grants. So usually we have about 4 or 5. Please let me know if you're gonna, yes, Bob, you're attending?
Yeah, so was
Okay, Kelly is, okay, great. Chris is a maybe. Okay, well, hopefully, yes, so we at least have that covered. But if you need more information, let me know. And then also Mountain Foothills was here a couple weeks ago, and they have their Andy Smith Memorial Golf Tournament on July 13th at Highwan. And so you can sign up if you want to play golf. All right, and now we have Cliff come up. A word from our sponsors. As you guys see, we have our sponsor signs on the tables, and we appreciate the sponsors because it allows us to do some extra things for the club. So Cliff, take it away.
I cannot tell you how nervous I am. So I wrote it out so I wouldn't just babble the whole way away. But I am reminded, first of all, my name is Cliff Bowron. I'm a proud new member of this Rotary Club. Hey, Eric, of this Rotary Club of Evergreen. Thank you so much for having me. I really fooled you. But first, I gotta say something. I moved to Evergreen 32 years ago. And the very first person I met was at a soccer practice for our 10-year-old.
I'm sure they're 12 now.
So Kayla Montaigne was the very first person I met, and our daughters Melanie and Summer also met that day. I'm gonna cry, yeah. Okay, I moved here in '94. My kids are both graduates of Evergreen High School and both now live in the Denver area. I have one granddaughter who is now 3 years old. And if anybody wants to see your picture, I'm happy to share it. Yeah. I was a member of the Rotary Club of Conifer for about 10 years. Where's Fitzy? Yeah, you remember, or do you? We were members together. I was on the board of this organization. By that, I mean the Center for the Arts Evergreen for 6 years. And I was lucky enough to be president of the board when not this part, but that part was transformed from Bergen Park Church into the incredible place we have now. Very, very fortunate to be a member of that. Other Rotarians involved were Barb Scripps and Adrian Stone. Is Adrian up there somewhere? Yes. Lori Romberg and Carolyn Alexander. I continue to volunteer for CAE in very specific tasks. Would anybody care for a glass of wine this morning? Because I know exactly where it's hidden. Yeah. And by the way, we have openings for the adult drink pours for Summerfest, which is coming up in exactly 9 weeks. Adrian, I believe you need some help on, I'm looking up here at you. We need some, you need some help on Saturday morning, pouring. Anyway, if anybody wants that, I think I owe you, who was it, Bob? I owe you a email. I've got it in my setup, and I'll send you the link to the Sign Up Genius. Okay. Okay, exactly. We got a place. And the reason that I have now been invited to come up here and spend just a few minutes, I'm already dragging on, because I'm now a sponsor of the Rotary Club of Evergreen. I'm very proud to be doing that. I have been in the cabinet business seemingly forever, in various capacities, and I started my own business in 2005. That's the Branches Cabinetry and Conifer Kitchen Design. I design kitchens and baths, and essentially any room in the house where cabinets live. That can be laundries, wet bars, bookcases. And I was just thinking, where's Bill Manning? Yeah, didn't we do some secret rooms in your lovely home? With the beautiful wife does not know where they are, but they've got nice cabinets in there. Yeah. So where am I? So my main business is doing cabinets. Done a lot of them, done a lot of kitchens. Here's how it works. At the beginning of the process, you call me, email me, and say, let's talk about my kitchen. I visit your home and we talk. I measure your kitchen and we talk. You visit my little showroom in the Marsdale Evergreen South Commercial Building, and we look and we talk at samples and displays. I work up a design based on measurements, and I do not charge for that service. We revise and we revise and we revise, and ideally, then I will also hook you up with some excellent installers and also other resources like countertops and plumbing fixtures, appliances, etc. And anyway, I'd love to chat with anybody that wants to redo their kitchen and any other room in the house that needs cabinets. So thank you very much.
Like it. All right, let's do some happy bugs. Does anyone have anything they're happy about today? Happy bugs? Anyone? Oh, Chris?
I got a happy $20 today. Like to start with $13 for the 13 years that Marianne spent on the Community Services Committee. She's stepping down and tearing it for all these years. Happy bucks for Jerry, who's replacing her on the committee. And 3 happy bucks for the 3 years that Richard Ayler spent on the Community Services Committee. He's stepping down. We got Maggie who's stepping up, I believe, right, in the back there, so I got $1 for you. And I got $2, one each for you and the two of yous. The Italian stallions over here. We're stepping up and running the parade, so there's a solid 20, all I got's a 50, so I need to change right on that. Thanks for that.
50 cents.
You can give us the 50, we'll give you the item you for the 10. All right, anybody else have any happy bucks? Anita?
Jim will give you $5. We're going to Ohio next week to meet our first great granddaughter. So, and other family we have
Doug reminded me I should probably give a quick update. My wife got a new kidney 4 weeks ago. Oh, 6 months ago, 5 months ago, something like that. But she's doing great. This last week she's been trying the best one. The first 3 were pretty hard, but she's doing really good. So
my adopted granddaughter, Emily Pennell, was the featured speaker yesterday at the Casa banquet. She was adopted by my daughter's family after she joined their family as a foster kid. She's now 28 years old and an attorney, and I'm hoping she will be a speaker next year.
Well,
Jim will give $2. Becky and I flew down to Atlanta last weekend. I hadn't seen my son in a couple of years. He's been in flight school and just got his certification to be a flight instructor down there. And he didn't know we were coming. It was a great surprise.
All right, anybody else? Yes, Steve.
I can yell. Hey, I'm just gonna do 5 happy bucks for Alan Rubin for organizing last week's meeting at the Center for the Arts. It was outstanding, it was very informative. You do so much for the community, and I just wanted to thank you.
All right, you guys, anybody else? Okay. What? Oh, Mindy, go ahead.
I just have to give happy bucks and thank you all for being an incredible, dynamic, and exciting Rotary Club. After visiting a club that has a total of 8 members, I'm even more appreciative of the club that we have.
Thank you. All righty. You're good.
I need the money. I need the money.
Don't worry. Okay, Kurt Harris, do you want to come up? Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Do we have the other microphone? It's broken. Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
Thank you.
I'll just be your window dressing.
Okay, so for a while, we have not recognized the Paul Harris Fellows. And I would like to do that today. And these are for individuals who have contributed or made contributions or contributions have been made in their names of $1,000 or more to the Rotary Foundation. So today I would like, let's see. Yeah, so Richard Ehrler, please come up. You are actually a new Paul Harris Fellow.
Your very own pin.
And you get your very own pin, yes. Is Ron here today? Ron Mariani? I don't believe, okay. And next, we would like Ted Ning to come up. Okay. Paul Harris +2. Thank you. Then we have Ron Larson.
Ron's overseas.
Oh, yes, he is. I saw his picture. And he's a Paul Harris +8.
Wow.
So, thank you, Ron.
3 rubies.
Yes, yes. And then we have Judy Constantine. Come on up. She is a Paul Harris +5.
Lab grown sapphires.
Yes. Al Stager, see Al today. So Al Stager is a Paul Harris +4.
All right.
Russell Hayman, please come up. Paul Harris +7. Thank you, Russell.
Hey, thanks.
We have to earn the third.
Oh, okay.
Sandra Kellogg. And you are a Paul Harris
+5.
+5. Thank you.
No, I was here.
And then the other one I have is Patrice, and I don't think she's here either, but she is a Paul Harris +1. So I apologize for not doing these more consistently, but Kurt and I talked and we actually will do some more on the 29th. But thank you to everyone who donates to the Paul Harris Fellow Program. And with that money, we're able to do scholarships and other things for the Rotary Foundation. So thank you guys. All right. General announcements. Does anybody have anything going on today? All right, Bob.
Wallace, hey, what's Monday, the 25th? Hey, right, Memorial Day. I hope I see all you guys out there if you can in Park about 11 o'clock. The American Legion is once again going to do our presentation for Memorial Day at the park. Weather permitting, we will have a flyover. It's a great experience. If you've never been there, it's pretty moving. So hope to see you all. Put it on your calendar. Thank you.
It's a great ceremony. They did a great job.
11 o'clock.
Morning, I'm Gary McKay, and as Erica said, I'm organizing the cleanup along the highway tomorrow. So we clean up from basically where the light at King Soopers to McDonald's. We start at the other end, so we meet at 8:30 at the Country Day School in their parking lot. I'll have coffee. I'm gonna get something else. Who likes donuts? I'll get donuts or bagels.
Donuts.
Donuts? I hear donuts?
Donut.
Okay, I'll get some donuts.
Okay.
So, those just, and you know, dress like you're gonna go for a hike. I'll have the visibility vests for everybody. If you've got any of those little pickup things, bring that. I've got a bunch of those I'll bring. Gloves are good, so hope to see a lot of you tomorrow morning.
Your prize for who gets the most meaty box.
Okay. There are a lot of those. We'll come up with something.
We will do a prize for whoever finds the most unique piece of garbage. And you don't necessarily need to bring it to the meeting. You can take a picture. You can.
A lot of sex toys.
Yeah, I have an old boa from Kimra Perkins that might be at work as a perfect item for a celebration. My name's Steve Physiak. I am here because Wendy Newman from Sustain Evergreen reached out to our Rotary program because they have a cleanup on June 27th at Evergreen High School. And they reached out to Rotary because they understand that we are involved with the Trex plastic. Unfortunately, on the 27th of June, my wife and I are going to have some people in town, but I might be able to be there for a couple of hours. And I'm going to reach out to Evergreen High School to ask them for student volunteers. But what they requested was someone with a truck that might be able to pick up the plastic. It goes from 9:30 in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's again at Evergreen High School. Wendy Newman from Sustain Evergreen wants our help. So I'm hoping if someone out there would like to join with me, I may not be able to do there from 9:30 until 2, but I'll be there as long as I can. So let me know, and also if you have a truck. Thanks very much. And I have some boas that I'll give to the winner who volunteers. By the way, remember, volunteering is the one addiction that makes you feel good. And it's free.
There's a couple more things that you can get addicted to that make you feel good too. My name is Scott White, and I'm your youth exchange officer for at least another month or so. And I'm still looking for my first host family for the fall. And it's really important that we find that family before the end of the school year, if possible, because of the way the paperwork works. So if all of you could help me go into recruiting mode and talk to your friends, neighbors, and anybody that you know that you think might be interested in hosting an exchange student. He's going to be a sophomore boy from Argentina, and he speaks great English. And your family doesn't have to be a family with kids. It doesn't have to be a family with 2 spouses. It doesn't have to be a family of young people. It can be any type of family there is that's interested in learning more about a different culture. So if you give me a hand, that would be great.
All right, and then I'm just gonna put a bug in your ear right now that Jen and I are doing the rodeo parade, which is June 20th, and we want to make a big impact. So we already have Young Rotary helping us. So you guys, please think about it. We'll have a trailer you can ride on, or you can walk and walk and walk. But it is a lot of fun. We'll be giving out beads and prizes or some candy and stuff. So we would really like all of you guys to join us that day. All right, I think we're ready for our speaker, Ted.
I'm stepping in for Chris Hoyle, who's on a family emergency. Speaker day is Jill Feldman, and she is going to talk to us today about CASA. CASA is called. She's a resident of Morrison. She's unique in her background that she has a master's degree in both industrial design and structural and adult education. She is the new person who is onboarding newly registered volunteers. So please, Jill Dalton.
Okay, thank you all for having me. Everyone has been so welcoming this morning. I too have the volunteer opportunity for you. It's a little different than picking up trash or pouring wine. So show of hands, who here has heard of CASA? Okay. You know, it's funny because I go to a lot of places and people say, never heard of CASA. And then as soon as I talk to them about CASA, then they start hearing about CASA everywhere. We actually have a newly sworn in volunteer as one of our guests today. So I'm going to call out Ivan. He actually just spent time with me in volunteer training. He got sworn in this week and he already has his first case. So we're very excited to have Ivan. So our mission is to recruit, train, and supervise volunteers to walk alongside children who are navigating the child welfare system. So what that means is in most of these cases, these children have been the victims of some form of abuse or neglect, have been removed from their homes, are living with a kinship guardian like a grandparent or a teacher or a neighbor, or they are living in foster care. And our goal is to recruit volunteers who want to be a supportive and consistent and trusted presence in these kids' lives while they are navigating nothing but chaos. They have all these brand new adults coming into their lives, an attorney and a caseworker from the Department of Human Services supporting their family. And we want to provide that consistent adult presence for them. So my role is officially, my job title is volunteer onboarding supervisor, but that's just a fancy way of saying that I recruit new volunteers and put them through our training program before I pass them over to other staff members who supervise them as they work through their cases. So I'm going to talk to you a lot about what all is involved in volunteering and kind of the expectations if anyone might be interested. So a few numbers. This is at the end of our 24-25 fiscal year, which ended in June. So our new fiscal year starts June 1st. As of that point, we had about 180 active volunteers. We are up to about 230 active volunteers right now. Those 180 volunteers contributed almost 8,000 hours of their time, which is huge. They served on 181 cases and served 244 total children. So the reason the case number and the children number are not the same is because on occasion we do have volunteers who work with sibling pairs or groups if they are placed in the same home. So if you were to volunteer with us, and I can tell that this group has a heart for being very invested in the community, and this is a great way to do it, what could you expect as a volunteer? So we'll start with the types of cases that we serve, and I don't want to bum everyone out this early in the morning, but the largest piece of this pie are neglect cases. So that can be anything from a family whose children don't have enough food, they don't have clothing, they don't have a safe and sanitary home to live in. They have witnessed their caregivers engaged in domestic violence. They are not getting the medical care they need. They're not getting the their educational needs met. So that's kind of the biggest piece of the pie. This blue piece down here at 9% is physical abuse. So there are kids that are suffering physical abuse at the hands of a caregiver. A call is made to the child abuse referral hotline and an investigation is opened. If it meets the legal statute of abuse or neglect, then the Department of Human Services opens a case. And that's how this whole process starts. About 11% of cases that we have advocates work on are sexual abuse cases. And then 13% are domestic violence, which is, again, the neglect piece involves a child witnessing domestic violence in their home. This 13% involves children being the victims of or getting caught in the middle of domestic violence at the hands of caregivers. And then we have a small percentage that are juvenile delinquency, truancy, and prevention. Those are very low numbers. We don't have a ton of advocates assigned to those. So what do you do as a CASA volunteer? So these are all kind of a lot of buzzwords, but I'll explain what each one means. So you learn about the family and the child. One of the most important aspects of our volunteering role is to become sort of a mentor and coach for these kids. You know, it's funny that You think, there are things that a lot of us take for granted, that we teach our kids or that we were taught by our parents that they have not been taught. So even, social skills or how to tie your shoes. Some of these kids are way behind in school, so they really need that supportive person who can help them kind of get up to speed. So you learn about them, you learn about what they like, you basically become a really good supportive person for them. You engage, so you engage with not only the child, but you engage with their caregivers. So if they're in a foster home, you work with their foster parents. You engage with their biological parents to kind of talk about that family support, because again, those parents are the people that this case has been opened against. And they have been provided services that are ordered by the court that they need to complete. Sometimes that's substance abuse treatment, sometimes that's parenting classes. So you're really supporting the family as they work to reunify and get their kids returned home to them. Recommend, so you work with, again, the caseworker, the attorney, and your advocate supervisor, who is the CASA staff member that supports you, to make recommendations about what is in this child's best interest. And that's everything from where they should live to, this kid really wants to play soccer. Can we get him some soccer cleats? So it's a very holistic view of this child's life, making recommendations about what would help them have a more normal childhood. Again, you collaborate, as I mentioned, with the caseworker and the attorney and everyone involved in this case, working to get this child back home. And then you make reports to the court. So you actually attend the court hearings about every 60 to 90 days as this case progresses. And you make a report every time about how the child is doing, what's new in their lives, and what you recommend for them. So as I mentioned, each child has an attorney. The youth is in the center. The court-appointed special advocate is all of you who are going to volunteer after this. And the caseworker. And then again, we have a staff member that supervises your work. So once I put you through the whole training program, then you are assigned to an advocate supervisor who supports you, goes to court with you every single time. They poke you when it's your turn to get up at the podium and talk. So you're never kind of lost navigating this by yourself. You're fully supported by our staff throughout the volunteering process. Okay, so what do we expect? This is a big ask, I know, but we ask our volunteers to commit for 18 months because that is the average duration of a case. And back to that word consistency, we want you to be a consistent adult presence in the lives of these kids. So we want you to stay with them on their case from the time you were assigned to the time that that case closes. We ask you to meet with your youth once a week for an hour. We recognize that you are volunteers. We recognize that you have lives and businesses and all the other things. So if you have to miss, if you're traveling, obviously we can work around that, but that's just kind of a baseline. Really important point about that is that ultimately the volunteer who works with these kids is the person who knows them the best. Their caseworker is serving 40 families at a time. Their attorney is serving 30 to 40 families at a time. You are working with one child or one sibling group, so you know them better than anyone else. Attorney and caseworkers see them maybe once every 30 days, maybe 60 days. Our volunteers see their kids once a week on average. So we want you to build a relationship with them. We want you to work with their support team, which includes their caseworker and attorney. We mentioned preparing the reports. You take notes every time you meet with them to talk about what you talked about. You use those notes to write your court report. And then you show up to court and advocate for them and tell the judge what they want. You're amplifying this child's voice in court because they often feel like they're all of a sudden thrown into this situation where they have no control. All these strange adults are making decisions for them and about them without their input. And that's what our advocates do. Ask the child, what do you want me to tell the judge? These judges have often never met these kids and they want to do the best that they can. But they always say that the CASA Advocates report really humanizes these kids for them and helps them to make better decisions about these kids' lives. We don't have a lot of requirements. We teach you everything you need to know to do this job. You don't have to have a legal background or a social work background. You just have to be 21. I see some of you in here that I don't think are 21. You have to pass all background checks. So we do a background check, you get fingerprinted, attend 30 hours of training. So that's with me. Ivan can probably tell you how boring it was. No, just kidding. As Ted mentioned, I do have a master's degree in instructional design and adult education. I work very, very hard to make sure the training is interesting and engaging and interactive and valuable. And I feel like the feedback that we get consistently from our trainees is that the training really prepares them well for this work and that they feel really good about it. So it's 28 hours of in-class training with me, and we bring in a lot of guest speakers. We do a lot of case studies, as well as 2 hours of courtroom observation. So we go into court and watch some cases so that people can get comfortable with that court process. And then all we ask is that you're a caring, responsible, and reliable adult who wants to serve a vulnerable kid in our community. And I know, again, that you are all very engaged in the community. So this is not numerical data, it's more anecdotal data, but when a child has a CASA advocate assigned to them, they are more likely to be placed in a safe and permanent home. They do better in school. They spend less time in foster care. They get more help while they're in the system with more services ordered because they have a person who knows them very well and can advocate for those services. Maybe that's tutoring, maybe that's some kind of a diagnostic assessment at school. And they have that additional consistent, responsible adult presence. A lot of our children and advocates maintain a relationship long after their case closes. You might work with a child who their case closes when they're 11 and you go to their high school graduation. So I actually heard from an advocate last week who had his case closed like 12 years ago and just helped his CASA youth get a job. So there are a lot of really beneficial things that come out of these relationships well beyond the court case. And we really work hard to match you as a volunteer with a youth that would be a really good fit, because we want this relationship to be just as fulfilling for you as it is for the youth. This being said, all of these wonderful outcomes, we only have enough volunteers to assign volunteers to about 33% of the cases in our district in Jefferson and Gilpin counties, the first judicial district. So we are always looking for more volunteers. But again, we recognize this is a big ask from a volunteering commitment perspective, but it is a wonderful opportunity. So if I haven't scared you away with all the talk of abuse and neglect, the next step, if you're interested in volunteering with us, is to go to our website and fill out our volunteer application. So if you just go to our website, it's casajeffcogilpin.com, click get involved, and then click volunteer, takes you to our application. There's a big blue button on that page that says apply now. And then once we receive your application, you'll come into our office and I'll sit down with you. We'll do a little interview. We like to get to know everyone a little bit better. Again, like I said, it's a very, very thoughtful process of us evaluating if you're a good fit for our program. And at the same time, we want you to be very thoughtful in evaluating if you're a good fit, if you feel like we are a good fit for you as well. Because again, we want you to figure that out before you've been working with a youth for 2 months and then decide, you know what, this really isn't for me. Because we don't want yet another person to come and go from their lives. So we even encourage you throughout the training process to continue to evaluate and have conversations with me if you have concerns. When you come into our office for an interview, you'll do the paperwork for your background check, you'll attend training, and then you get sworn into the court as a CASA volunteer because it's right there in the name, Court Appointed Special Advocate. You get sworn in by a judge so that you can be appointed to a case, and you actually have a court order that allows you to get information about that youth, including grades and attendance data and attend school meetings and all of those things that are associated with their education. And then you get assigned to a case. So the cases that we typically assign to first are called dependency and neglect cases. And that's just the fancy legal way of saying these abuse and neglect cases. I'm not going to read these to you because I don't like when people read slides to me, but I'll give you a minute to read some testimonials from some of our current volunteers about why they decided to volunteer with us and what they have gotten out of it. Oh, sure. Oh, you guys can't see it. Okay. Knowing that you're helping a child thrive in a very broken world is fulfilling. Being the person who wants to spend time with this child without any ulterior motives demonstrates that people care about them and genuinely want the best for them. I think ultimately the biggest takeaway from our volunteers and becoming a CASA volunteer is letting these kids know that there's someone out there who isn't getting paid to work with them, just wants to help them and help their family and help them get back home to their parents, provided that's a safe place for them, is huge for them. Someone who really takes the time to listen to them and make them feel heard, which they have not always experienced, is just a really powerful thing. And obviously, the parts of this role where you're advocating in court are a little heavier. You're reading the background of why this case opened. There are some emotional things that go along with that. But you also get to take this kid out and let them be a kid. You can take them to the zoo. You can take them to the park. You can do just really fun things with them that help them to just let their guard down and be a kid, which they don't always get to do. So other ways to get involved. If you feel like volunteering with us is too heavy a lift, because I know that everyone has lives, I will tell you that 70% of our advocates work full-time. So there is some flexibility. I'll also tell you that over that 18 months, the average time commitment is about 12 to 15 hours a month. The bulk of that is done very flexibly on your own time because it's sending emails, it's taking notes, it's writing court reports. The only things that are kind of those set things are the time you spend with the child and the time that you actually come to court hearings. So other ways to get involved, we always want to raise awareness. We're always looking for opportunities to speak about our organization and share our mission and what we do and recruit new wonderful volunteers like all of you. You're welcome to invite us to speak any other groups that you have. You can attend CASA events. And then obviously we always like money. So we are an independent 501c3. So there are lots of different CASA agencies in Colorado and even across the nation. If you were to volunteer with us, you'd be joining a network of 88,000 CASA volunteers nationwide. But because we are all our own independent 501c3s, we rely heavily on private donations and funding to make things work. Any questions? Have I scared you all away? Yes. Do you want to?
We only have one microphone, so if you ask a question, you can repeat.
I will do that, yes.
I were level 4 years, those are teenagers, and none of them had a CASA. It wasn't even brought up. What can they get?
Yeah. So the question is, she and her husband were level 4 foster parents for how long? 14 years with older kids. And none of them had a CASA advocate. So she wanted to know how it is determined whether or not a youth gets an advocate. So as I mentioned, we can only assign to about 33% of the cases in our district. So we focus on high priority cases, which there are a lot of factors that go into that. We typically assign to youth in the age range of 3 to 18. The high priority kind of comes from the circumstances a little bit. So it's kind of assessed on a case-by-case basis. If there's a family that has a lot of extended family that lives in the area and they may have a lot of supports in that regard, we wouldn't necessarily assign an advocate to that case. But if it's a single mom, they don't have a lot of family support, that is deemed more high priority, as well as the circumstances surrounding the opening of the case.
Through Rotary, in the past, I've worked with Harmony Elementary School, the reading program. And I was a little bit shocked about the kids in that class. It was a fourth grade class. And those kids, when I came in, just glommed on me. And I asked the teacher about it. She said, well, 80% of my class does not have any male influence with them. Do you work with school districts knowing that fact?
Okay, so the question is, at the school district where who's volunteering reading, 80% of the children in the class did not have any male influence. And do we work with school districts? Not specifically, but I will tell you that we do have Prior to Ivan's graduating class, we had 17% of our total advocate pool were male. We are always, always, always looking to recruit more men because, as you can probably guess, a positive male role model is very important for some of these kids, especially young boys. In Ivan's class, we actually had 6 males, so I'm changing the demographic around here. So, it's all, I mean, we welcome all volunteers, but we specifically will assign male volunteers to male youth to provide that positive male role model. And it brings up a good point, that when you're talking about kind of helping with a reading program, our advocates are instrumental in education, and I'm sure that you all can imagine how much education can change the trajectory of a kid's life. So we have advocates who help these kids graduate high school who weren't otherwise going to, and then talk to them about future planning when they're advocating for older youth, 15, 16, 17-year-old. No one has talked to those kids about what they're going to do next. And so our advocates are wonderful resources for that. I saw another, yes.
Can Ivan please tell us about his experience so far?
Can Ivan please tell us about his experience so far? Well, he got sworn in on Wednesday, so.
Yeah, so I don't have much experience. It's been overwhelming and a kind of a whirlwind, but so far it's been incredibly positive. And yeah, like I said, I'm new to it. I've just got to send a case, and so can't tell you a lot about that, but I can tell you that the training and just the experience going through it has been phenomenal. And I'm excited about it, looking forward to it. So, yeah, if you have any questions about the training or, what I felt through it, certainly ask me that.
Just wondered about your feeling.
Yeah, no, it's I'm excited. It's a lot, but they do prepare you. And yeah, so I feel confident that I've got a good support team through CASA. So I don't have any apprehensions that way. And I'm excited about to meet the youth. So yeah, it's a good experience. You get to a point in your life where you think you just got to give back. And I thought, and I had never heard of CASA until, Heather mentioned it. I think she has some family that do it. So I really just heard about it, well, about the day before I met you a couple of months ago. And so, yeah, so I'm new to the whole concept, but it just seemed like something that talked to me. Kind of I feel like men need to step up. I feel like we need good male role models. And so I thought, Ivan, take a step out of your comfort zone, do something that's kind of challenging. So that's where I'm at.
Excellent.
Anybody else? Or Jill?
30-hour training, is that like on weekends or nights or online or?
It is all in person because we find it to be much more effective to get everyone in a room together because there is a lot of conversation that happens. Ivan had a lot of wonderful questions throughout training. So we do it at the Jefferson County Courthouse. The structure is evenings and weekends. Ivan's class actually was spread over 2 weeks, so it was 2 evenings and a Saturday for 2 consecutive weeks. It's typically spread over 3 weeks, so 2 evenings a week for 3 weeks and just 1 Saturday. But we find that that's the most effective way to do it because it gets people really engaged. And again, if you want to attend training and have to miss a session, I can work with you on that. That's not a big deal. Yeah.
2 questions. The first one is, what's the average age of the students? And the second one is, what's your retention rate of your advocates?
Volunteers, yeah. So what's the average age of the youth that we work with? We don't really have an average. It runs the gamut between 13 and 18. I will tell you that one of the interesting things about the state of Colorado is that when the youth is 11 and under, their attorney is called a guardian ad litem. And that attorney is legally charged with advocating for what is in that child's best interest in court. As soon as they turn 12, they are assigned an attorney that is called a counsel for youth. And the difference is that a counsel for youth is legally charged with client-directed advocacy. So a 12-year-old can tell their attorney that they would like to have a pet unicorn and live in a candy store, and the attorney has to say that in court. So I do encourage our advocate supervisors to really make sure that they're assigning advocates to kids in the 12 and 13 age range because they need guidance. I have 2 children, they're grown and in college, but when they were 12, they were not prepared to tell somebody what they wanted for the rest of their life or where they wanted to live or all of those things. And luckily they didn't have to, but those kids might need more guidance around here is what you want, but let's talk about some alternatives that would also be acceptable to you, because maybe what you want isn't what's in your best interest, right? So those two things are not always in alignment. And then you also asked, Scott, about our retention rate. So we have, our average number is about 3.5 years that we keep advocates. So that's 2 to 3 cases. We also have advocates who have been with us for 20 years, 25 years. So it just kind of depends on where the volunteer is in life. You know, sometimes we lose people because they move because of a job. So it's not always the advocacy work that turns them away after a while. There is an emotional component to it. We're not going to deny that. There are feelings involved. It's hard sometimes, but it's also wonderful. Sometimes people just need to take a break and then they come back to us. I was a volunteer before I worked for CASA for 3.5 years. I was actually a volunteer in Texas, in Tarrant County. So I have experience on both sides of the table, both as a staff member and a volunteer. Any other? Yes.
Marty Edgar says hi. And Marty was an advocate for many, many years, worked with you as well. And so if you want to talk to somebody about it, because most of you don't know Marty Edgar. So.
Great, thank you. Yes, Rita.
Just like letting you know that I was in house for 20 years. And I've come for 10, and I'm still in contact occasionally. Like the last when I had my daughter when I was, she's 8 years old. She's 36 now. She lives in Texas with 4 kids. So it's a great organization. And it gives you a lot. You grow a lot from it. A lot of heartache, but a lot of joy also. So I totally right there. And I work full time the whole time I need.
Yeah, thank you, Rita. It is, again, such a fulfilling experience. Hard sometimes, but also really wonderful. We do a lot to support our volunteers in terms of continuing education. We offer continuing education on all different topics that are applicable to your case, the youth that you're working with, but also on self-care and mindfulness and taking care of yourself, because the old oxygen mask adage, right? You have to put on your own before you can help somebody else. So we always are really cognizant of making sure that our volunteers are taking care of themselves as they're doing this emotional work. So it's a wonderful experience. Again, I can say that both as a volunteer and a staff member. The majority of our staff members started as volunteers and loved CASA so much and are so passionate about our mission that then we all started working there. Yeah.
Do you ever have people train as a couple? Meet with the child as a couple?
Okay, so do we ever have people train as a couple and meet with the child as a couple? The answer is yes. In my most recent class, we actually had 2 married couples who went through training together. Typically, we like to assign individual people to individual youth or to a sibling group. Now, that's not to say that you and your spouse couldn't be working with a sibling group. That's always an option. But again, because we have so few advocates in our district, we really like to make sure that everyone we train is assigned to their own youth. But that's not to say that you couldn't work together. So, you know, there are confidentiality requirements and things to protect the anonymity of these kids, but that's not to say that you and your spouse, having gone through training together, you're both subject to that same confidentiality. So you could do visits with your youth together if they're similar age or if they're siblings, of course, for sure. Okay, thank you all for having me. Thank you for your Thank you so much for being here and for being a speaker. Rotary is trying to eradicate polio, so we will donate 60 vials of the vaccine in your name. Thanks. So thank you. Reminder, we are not here next Friday, so everybody enjoy your long weekend. Please go to Buchanan with the celebration there and have a great weekend.